Good afternoon. Oh, actually, good evening. How are you? My name is Benita Charles. This is Singing Tips Live. It's a show where I come on and I give tips, artist development tips to help artists take their. Hi, Shannon. Hello. Welcome to Singing Tips. This is a show where I come on. Hi, Lisa. And I share some of my experiences and I give tips, artist development tips, really, that's what this show is. And thanks so much, guys, for coming in. Hi, Robert. And every week I come in and just share some experiences. Sometimes I research things, some things are based on my experience. Actually, today's show will be based on experience. But hey, Auntie, thanks so much for coming in. Hi, Alex. Come on in, everybody. I see we have some new people here. So, this show is basically a show just to encourage everyone to pursue your dreams. But there's a lot of work that goes into it, and this is the process. So all the things that we talk about every week is preparing you for your success. A lot of the tips that I give are geared towards artists, but they are universal tips. A lot of the things that we've been talking about this whole year. Hey, Katie, guess who's on the line? Auntie Sala from New York. I'm sorry, not New York, from Detroit. I'm in New York. Thank you, guys. Families here, friends here. But this is definitely a family show. So if you have things you want to chime in about what we're talking about, please feel free. I don't want to do all the talking, so if you have some suggestions, things that you, maybe even some show suggestions, if you have some things that you would like for me to talk about, please let me know. But today, I want to talk about how I prepare for my shows. I have a show coming up exactly 1 week today at the Harlem Library here in New York City. I was there in August. Hi, Sahira. Thanks so much for coming in. I was there in August, and they loved the show so much that they wanted me to come back. So I will be presenting my one-woman show called Benita Charles, My Musical Journey to Love. It's a very personal show. In this show, I talk about how I started. I talk about I give my background. I talk about, I started in the church. I actually take you to the performance that made my career when I was 12 years old. I actually sing the solo that I sang in church. So I take you through that experience from that moment to where I am now. So it's really a wonderful show. The library liked me so much that they asked for me to come back. So if you missed it in August, you can catch it next week, exactly 1 week from today. I will be at the Harlem Library at 2 p.m. and that's 9 West 124th Street. Right across from Marcus Garvey Park. So if you're in the New York City area and you want to do something in the afternoon, come on by. It's a really great show and very interactive. Oh, it is. It's interactive. I talk to the audience and I take them through from when I first started singing as a child in high school, college, and professional, and then I top it off with a concert. So after I tell everybody what's going on, I actually share the music. So, and everyone really enjoyed it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And I had a suggestion from my stylist, Roxy Siegel, and she said to me, Benita, I think you should do your show on how you prepare for your shows. So I said, that's a great idea. So that's what this show is dedicated to, Roxy, because it was her idea. But I thought it was a really great idea, especially since I do have an actual show coming up next week, because most of the time I'm on here and just chatting. Oh, thank you, dear. I mean, you are someone that I really look up to. Ladies and gentlemen, Sahira is one of the best vocalists that I know, and I'm glad she's here. And I shared on a previous show something that Sahara said to me. We were performing together, and she said something to me that stuck with me, and I actually made a show about it, which is, as an artist, you should learn songs, the cover songs, exactly as they are, so that when you perform with an event band, most of the time, a lot of times you don't have a chance to rehearse. But if you learn the song exactly like the record, you won't need a rehearsal. You just go in and you sing when it's your time to sing. And that was the best advice that anyone has given me, especially regarding live performances. So I credit Sahara to that. Thank you so much. But I wanted to talk about how I prepare, because I think for people who are not artists, they don't understand that there's a lot that goes into preparing for a show. You know, your favorite artists that you see, some of these top A-listers, people who, celebrities, even celebrities prepare. Sometimes they even show behind the scene footage of them in rehearsals. So I'm kind of a creative person, so I decided to give you the 3 P's of how I prepare for a show. So the first P is prepare, the second P is promote, and the third P is perform. So the first P, prepare, there's a lot that goes into preparation. First of all, you have to rehearse, because you don't want to go under rehearsed or not rehearsed, because I don't know well, Sahara is a performer, so we do have one performer on here, but you get jitters oh, thank you, darling. But you get nervous, you have those nerves, and the more prepared you are, the more you're able to control those nerves. I know for me, if I'm not prepared, it makes me more nervous, because I'm kind of like trying to figure out, how am I going to sound? What's going to happen? But when you're prepared, for all. When you're rehearsed, you're prepared for all of that. So you do want to have a rehearsal. I know for me, I need at least one rehearsal. If I have one rehearsal, then I'm good. I mean, I only need one. I remember when I first started performing, though, I needed more rehearsal. But as you perform, as you become seasoned, you don't really need a rehearsal. But I mean, you don't need as much. But I need at least one for me. It just kind of helps me, and regardless of whatever project I'm in, it just kind of helps. Especially if you're with a group, if you're with a band, it just helps to have that one rehearsal where everyone knows what's going on. I know and even for myself as a solo artist, I need that one rehearsal, to kind of iron out the kinks. If there's songs that it's a little difficult, then I don't know how I want to sing it. I rehearse it before. It just makes, I'm one of those people, I like rehearsals. I know there's some people that I've met. Oh, exactly. So we have the lovely Dawn Ravy Cakes. Now, please put your website in, because I'm telling you, she has the most delicious. I mean, even the pictures look delicious. Dry throat preparedness is the recipe for success. Do the work. Do the work. And it shows too. If you're raggedy, you're just gonna look raggedy. But it shows. Also, the funny thing about being prepared is it makes it look easy. Everything is flawless, it's smooth, but there's so much work that goes into it. So the first thing I would say, definitely rehearsal. Also, wardrobe selection, knowing what you want to wear ahead of time. A shy girl to a beautiful artist. Wardrobe selection, hair and nails, the look. For me, I'm one of those artists, I think I'm from the old school of glam. But I'm one of those artists that I really like to look nice. Oh, okay. Symptom of nerves, dry throat. Oh, well, even hydration. Hi, Ronnie. Thanks so much for coming in. Hydration is really important in terms of water. Having enough water on stage and even off stage, just drinking water. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but sometimes you can be dehydrated and not know it. I know sometimes I'll forget to drink water. You're busy, whatever. But I think that's just something in general you want to watch. It's just to make sure you have enough hydration, because if you're not really conscious of it, you can be dehydrated and not know. And as a vocalist, you have to have, your throat can get, as Tahira says, can get very dry. And when your throat is dry, it's like sandpaper, and it's not, your notes don't come out right. It's just not good. But hydration is so, so important. And actually, hydration is something on the list, because one of the things I like to drink is water. Well, water, of course. Apple juice. I love apple juice because it kind of helps with the phlegm. And yes, but get dry throat when oh, do you really? Oh, wow. I didn't notice that. Like, I know for me, it's just, sometimes I have a lot of congestion with allergies and everything, so I have a lot of phlegm. So I have to, the hydration helps. Another thing that helps, which Ed Preacher Man does, is ginger root tea. He makes from the ginger root. You talk about clearing up a lot of the phlegm and all of the congestion. That is one of the best, and it's natural. And we have that on stage too. So that's something that we, definitely have. So we talked about, rehearsal in terms of your preparation, wardrobe, hair and nails. Now, because this is I'm doing this in a theatrical kind of way as a one-woman show, I have a script. Now, in terms of the way I approach the script, it's kind of like how I do my speeches, because you don't want to have a script where you write it out word for word. Now, I mean, in the beginning, you write it out word for word, but I have an outline. So I have, this point, I'm going to talk about this at this point, I'm going to talk about that. And I find working from an outline is a lot better than trying to memorize a speech, because that's even in speaking, it's difficult because you don't want to have the paper in front of you reading it. You're just not gonna, you got to have it memorized. But I find that an outline is very helpful because it helps you keep your place of where you are. So I will be practicing with the outline, so that when I'm in front of the audience, I won't need the outline, but in rehearsal, it just kind of helps. But this is all preparation. Also, I have to bring my own equipment. They don't have equipment. So, hi Yvette, thanks so much for coming in. So, I have to make sure my PA system is prepped. It's isn't it? Yeah, an outline is very helpful. Even on my broadcast here, I have my notes. It just kind of helps you in terms of, hi, how are you, dear? It just kind of helps you keep your place, because sometimes you can get distracted, especially with live broadcasts, with people interacting with you. If you don't have your notes, sometimes you can get lost. And an outline as well, it really helps. And I know you do classes where you do presentations, which I'm talking to Don Ravy Cakes. You have to, so it helps to have that outline, I'm pretty sure. So that's another thing. Marketing, making sure I have my marketing materials, my postcards, my business cards, and my mailing list form. So these are all the things. And it does help to keep, yes, outlines, that's the thing about it. It really does help keep you organized, and you know exactly where you are. And if you get sidetracked, you can just go right back to your outline, and you pick up right where you left off. So I'm glad everyone's knows that, understand that too, because I really definitely, and I think for me it helped, I developed it from doing speeches, but I just now, I incorporate it with this because this is similar to a speech. So that's the first P, which is preparation. And so the second P is promote. So with promotion, it's just basically getting the word out, however you get the word out. For me, today is just a perfect example of just letting you all know I have a show. Posting on my social media, sending out to my email list, listings online, maybe getting on a radio show, a podcast. All these things, it's just basically getting the word out. So you want to do that, you want to promote yourself. A perfect example, I didn't know this person, but he posted, he put a post on social media as a teacher. Same as a lesson plan. The worst teacher is unprepared teacher. Exactly. And you're both. So exactly, and I'm sure you're organized. So that's all a part of organization. It really makes a difference. It just really makes a difference in terms of just just staying on track, because you can get so sidetracked in general. So just staying on track and just having your notes there, your outline, it really makes a difference. So anyway, I was telling you about an artist who had a show. He posted on social media 4 hours before his show. Talk about no lead time. So someone made a comment and he said, if I had known about this, I would have been able to come. And the artist replies, sorry, But, so that. Talk about poor planning. That's definitely poor planning. You want to give people at least a day notice, even if you can give them, ideally you want to give them a month or so, or at least 2 weeks. But 4 hours before you're supposed to go on definitely is not enough promotion. So, you want to just get the word out. And the thing is, you want to make sure you give people enough time to plan. They may have families, they may have obligations, they may have other have to make other arrangements. So promote, that's the second P. The third P is perform. So the actual performance day, I usually get up early, get my, ideally I'll have my bag packed, but sometimes I'm packing my bag in the morning. But it's an afternoon show, so it's not like an evening show where I have the leisure of having the whole day. So because it's an afternoon show, I really have to get up early, make sure, especially if I'm not packed, I got to make sure the bag is packed. But now that I'm talking to you guys, I'm definitely going to make sure I'm packed ahead of time. But, I have my tea in the morning. Also, if I have a chance, sometimes I don't always, but if I have a chance to warm up my voice, but it's very important to warm your voice up. I have to do a little quietly because the walls are thin where I live, so I don't have the luxury of singing out. But, and also, I like to arrive at the venue early, especially the last time I was there. I arrived somewhat early because I didn't know the lay of the land. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know how long everything was going to take me to set up. So I arrived early, and the representative from the library was so pleased, that she didn't have to hunt me down. Yeah, you're right. I definitely should have my bag packed ahead of time. And now that I'm telling you guys, I definitely, I don't always do it, but I have this weekend to work on it. I have tomorrow to, it's pretty much, especially my PA system, that's pretty much, I pretty much leave that exactly as is. I try not to take too much out of that. It's just my other bag with my makeup and all that stuff I gotta pack. But, so I like to go there a little early, and it was great because I was able to get there early enough to figure out how to set my PA up. And, thank God they had an extension cord. So that was great. So I was able to set that up and get all my marketing materials out ready in front. So it was good. And, and then getting a place early just kind of allows you to relax. You don't have to, you're not rushed, you're not trying to rush in there, so I was able to relax and get my head straight. I like to take a moment. Oh, that's okay. I know what you meant. I know what you meant. But yeah, definitely having that backpack ahead of time is really a really good thing. And, it helps with we were talking about organization earlier, and that's part of being organized, is just having that packed ahead of time and getting to the venue early, setting up, because you don't want, if my start time is 2 p.m., I don't want to get there at 2, because that means that it's going to take me however long it takes me. Took me about 15 minutes to set up or so. So that means that if I get there at 2, I'm not going to probably start until 2:30, and that's a no-no. I only have an hour. So, get there early enough, set up so that you can start on time. And I was able to start at 2 o'clock. So it was perfect. So anyway, that's performance day, and then you're ready to perform. So if you are prepared, if you have rehearsed, then it's a breeze. Another thing that I want to mention in terms of the performance is, and sometimes I forget, but you want to have a call to action. So you want to at least ask them to sign up for your mailing list. If you're selling CDs, you want to mention that you have a CD, mention your website, mention your social media, of how people can reach you. That's all part of it. And then I have the afterglow, which is the meet and greet of your fans, and getting them to sign your mailing list, taking pictures, adding people to your social media. These are all things that are important. It really makes a difference in terms of connecting with your fans. If you stay and you talk to them and you interact with them. The last show, I gave people free CDs. I gave them my business card, my postcards, my flyers for my music. So, these are all the things that are really important in terms of the performance. I think that's one of the most important things, is connecting with your fans after the show. Connecting with them during the performance, of course, when you're singing to them, but connecting with them after the show. So those are my 3 P's to performances. If you missed anything, the first P is prepare, the second P is promote, the third P is perform. So if you can master the 3 P's, then you can have a good show. And I really expect to have a good show, because I'm gonna make sure I'm ready. And that's the thing that's really, I find very important, is to make sure you're prepared, promote, and perform. I made that up, but I'm gonna keep it, because I think it's really good. It really it just kind of helps you really think about it in, as we said before, in an organized way. And it really explains the process. And it's all a process. And the most important thing is connecting with, sharing your story, getting your point across. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you liked it. It means a lot coming from you as a performer, one performer to another. It definitely means a lot. You guys are so encouraging. I really appreciate it. And I hope, and I'm glad that you find value. And it's my hope that these shows can bring you value. But this is what I found works for me. And at the show, I'll definitely go more in depth in terms of my experience and all the things that shaped me as the performer that I am now. But I want to encourage everyone to tell your story, because every experience that you have has led you to where you are now, and someone can benefit from your successes, your failures, your lessons. You just never know. You just got to put yourself out there, and you have to share your story. And that's what this story for me is all about. This is my most personal show that I've ever done, because it's just who I am and where I come from. And you know, the funny thing, I want to encourage you to do it. Oh, thank you so much. I want to encourage you to do it because I was thinking, when they first asked me to do the show back in August, I was thinking to myself, well, I'm not where I want to be. You know, I have great experience and everything, but of course I'm not where I want to be. And I was thinking to myself, well, I really haven't done anything yet. But after I sat down and I wrote out where I started and what I've done and where I am, I'm like, oh, actually I do have something to say. So I just want to encourage you that if you feel like, oh, well, I'm not where I want to be, so I don't really have, that's not true. Because every experience that you've had really counts. And you just never know you never know who could benefit from that. So I want to encourage everyone to, whatever your talent is. Mine happen to be music. Yours could be, you know, we have a chef on here. We have an artist. We have singers. We have you know, people. Oh, thank you. And my aunt, you know, I love my aunt Sala. She actually introduced me to Louise Hay and some of these gurus, who self-help gurus, and very spiritual person, beautiful. You know, of course, she's my aunt. I love her, but she's a very beautiful spiritual person, very creative, and she's kind of been my inspiration in terms of expressing myself and living my dreams. So I really appreciate you know, all of her encouragement that she's given me. Yeah, absolutely. You know, so I just want to encourage everyone, you have something to say. Your story can inspire the world, can inspire someone. You just never know. You just never know who you can reach. And also, I want to mention that you never know who's watching you. When you put yourself out there, I recently learned that there was someone that I went to school with who had been keeping up with me. Oh, I love you too, dear. Thank you so much. Oh, be sure you put your website in and your Instagram page, because people have to know about your wonderful desserts. If you're looking for someone to make a dessert for you, please check out Dawn Ravy Cakes. Go to her Instagram page. You can see all of her creation, or her Facebook page. So be sure you put your link in, because her creations are amazing. And what was the name of the show that you were on recently? She was on a show as a contestant. So yes, definitely check out her page. Wonderful desserts. There you go. She put her website in, everyone. So and her Instagram. Yes. Amazing. But yeah, like I was saying, you just like I was thinking. Oh, I don't feel like I've done. The Food Network's The Wedding Cake Championship. Woo! Awesome. But you just, I was thinking, I don't think I'm where I want to be. You're welcome. Absolutely. And I don't feel like I've really done anything. But when I really sat down and I wrote out what I've done and where I've been, I'm like, okay, I do have a show. So I just want to encourage you, if you're feeling that way too, like, well, I don't think I'm an authority, or I don't think I know. It's not even, nowadays, it's not even about do I have a degree, how many, it's about your experience, and especially if you've been doing something for a while, you are an expert. So don't sell yourself short. Put yourself out there because you just never know. So that's just getting off my soapbox. But that's just my encouragement to you, to put yourself out there. So as I said before, the special announcement is I have a show next week, October 5th at 2 p.m. The Harlem Library is part of New York Public Library. It's 9 West 124th Street. And at the show, I will be sharing. Hi, James. Thanks so much for coming in. I will be sharing my personal musical experience, where I started, some of the things that's happened to me along the way, and where that's led me to where I am now. Come on out. And also, I will have a concert. It will be part speech, part concert. I will be singing some original favorites such as Never Let Me Go, Round and Round, Can I Touch You There, the Freedom Song, Never Ever Give Up, among favorites. So come on out and enjoy the show. I'm looking forward to it. And today I was talking about, if you missed the show, I was talking about how I prepare for the show with the with the 3 P's: prepare, promote, perform. So if you missed anything, you can catch the replay. I have a website, benitacharles.com. You can go to my website. I always keep it up to date. It has all my performances on there, my blog. I try to just keep my blog current with my personal journey, I treat it like a little journal. And I have pictures and my videos there. So everything is in one place. All my social media links are on my website on the front page at the top. So I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, Reverb Nation, Spotify, iTunes, CD Baby, you name it. Only thing I'm not on is Snapchat. Haven't quite. I'm on there, but I'm not on there. So, but I'm pretty much on everything else. Snapchat and LinkedIn. Those are the two that I'm not really a LinkedIn person. I know LinkedIn is professional, but there are artists on there. I mean, I find now more people are on LinkedIn. I honestly don't like it. I don't like the interface, but there's a lot of people on there, so I will definitely be going back on there. But it's just, and if you've contacted me on LinkedIn, please don't get insulted if I don't reply right away, because I'm never on there. So sorry. But thank you guys so much for your support. I really appreciate it. Thanks for stopping in today. I hope you have a great week ahead. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And please join me next week, October 5th, 2 p.m., the Harlem Library, 9 West 124th Street. My own one-woman show, Benita Charles, My Musical Journey to Love. It's going to be fun. It's going to be interactive. Great music, great entertainment, great friends, good vibes. So come on out, guys, and let's just have a good time. If you missed the August show, this is your opportunity to see me. I'm not sure when I'm going to do it again. Oh, thanks so much, Katie. I really appreciate it. But yeah, so this is a very personal show for me, and a lot of fun sharing with you guys. So I really go in. Hi, Henry. Thanks so much for coming in. I really go in depth, and I take you there. I take you to certain experiences that happened to me, and let's just have a good time. Let's just have a good time. So thank you guys so much for coming in. Hope this was valuable for you. And I will see you next time on Singing Tips Live. You are awesome. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend and a great week ahead. And don't forget to share your story. If you may feel like you're not where you want to be, you are not an authority. But if you have an experience, if you've been doing something for years, and if people come to you for advice or come to you because of this, you have something to share. Share it, do it, dream it, be it, believe it. You can do it. We can do this together. We are on this journey together. So thank you so much, and I'll see you next time on Singing Tips Live.